Right, I'm going to put myself back on the block and look at cable.
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. First time here, I'm Big Scruff. Sitting next to me is the partially clothed Winky.
I am clothed.
I bet if I pull that, you're not. Shall I pull this? That'll be no then.
Get on with your trading.
Get on with me trading then. It's early morning. We just finished the morning call with the Scruffy Squad. She isn't doing her job by putting our notes up there because it's actually only 4 days till we go away. Don't worry, boys and girls. I'll sabotage it later with a willy and some boobies. Are you going to get kind of? Well, we're going on holiday, so I get to see your boobies.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Boobies, booby.
Get
Are you going to wear your gold bikini? Are you going to put bikini on? Are you? Go on.
Oh, someone else is wearing it at the minute.
Sorry? Oh, yeah. I can't show that. I got wrong. Let's just say look for Sally Swinger. Steph, she might be coming to your house just to see you because she'll be lonely when I'm not here. I'll send you the puncher repair kit. Sorry, let's jump on the chart and have a bit of a chat. Okay. In the Discord, I have just dropped in a sell for cable. Okay, just done that now so they know. But prior to that, and the video will be up shortly for these guys to replay. But we have a morning meeting every morning, face to face, and on a Friday you can ask me anything you want. So open Q&A, like a therapy session, shall we say. Now, just while we're talking, I am about to drop an order into this. Bear with me, and then I'm going to show you where that came up from a clean chart. Right, that's in. Take that off. Right, sorry. Let me clarify something. These videos are never scripted. It's in the moment, as it happens, and what you see is what I see. Now, I think that's the fairest way, okay? Now, when I'm telling the guys what I'm up to, it's not a signal service. I've got no time for that, and if that's all anybody's after, you're an idiot. You know, it's fool's gold, all right? Learn the craft. And that's where these morning calls are important, because this morning you have an open Q&A. To give you an idea of the format, if you're interested in coming along, we do Markup Monday, where we'll pick an individual chart, the guys pick it, we'll mark it up, and we'll discuss the stress points of the market. Troublesome Tuesday, this is the stress points of view in the market. So you can come to us and say, well, I was looking at euro dollar yesterday, I got caught out, I'm not rightly sure why. We break it down and show you where you could have gone wrong. Winning Wednesday, same principle but in reverse. Thoughtful Thursday is all about mindset. And then Free for All Friday, which is just an open Q&A. So it's almost like it's not necessarily training, but it's to make you better trader, but also be part of a community where you can put faces to each other, because text messages is fine, but when you're looking in each other's eye, that's far better. So that's what that is. And the precursor to this trade is a little salute to Michael and Bunter and everybody else that was in there that was asking the questions this morning. We were talking about fibs and extensions and key points of the market to look at. And I did a quick breakdown of, well, this is pushing down and this is where it's going to push down. This is why I think it's going to push down. And, well, let's be honest. If you followed me for a while, you know, if I say something, I'll follow it through. You know, looking at a rollback chart is one thing. You know, doing it in the moment is something else. And that's it. So I did all right. If you followed it yesterday, you'll have seen that I did okay. I had a good day yesterday. I've had quite a good week, actually. I've done really well this week. There it is there. There's the drop coming in. But let's show you guys how this analyzes. Now, yesterday you saw me build this up from that move, expecting this drop. And in it come, and then it's attempted to retrace into this power drive here. And it's failed. Right, okay. Now that will come into play eventually. And today is a funny day because today is non-farm payroll day. So this market could be pushing down to scream back up. But we don't know. But let's have a little look at something. And start building up a picture. Now this is the sheet that I show the guys every morning. It's there for them. Now there's two versions of this. There's goes out about 7:30, where it doesn't have any of the biases in, but it tells you the currencies to look at. And today it's saying that is good. So we look at this in the majors. You've also got the USJPY, but I like cable. You often see me trade cable, so that's there. It's also in the basket, which is up here, as the main contenders. So the US is strongest, pound is the weakest. Then it'll go down to JPY, then down to Kiwi, and then likewise through the grid. So you're looking to pair this lot against one of these three. Okay, that's the idea of that grid. Now, when I look at this to figure out which is a good market to trade, well, the US is definitely the strongest. Pound is definitely the weakest. But then we look at this as well. This is the change of activity from the last data sample. Well, the US is pushing forward. The pound is going backwards. So, happy days. Are you pushing forward? Go on, go forward. I'm all excited, boys and girls. I really am. You know, at my age, you don't get that excited very much. Go on, give it up.
Get on with what you're doing.
Oh, I'm all excited. It's Friday. We're going on holiday next week. I'm really excited. It's good. Right, sorry. Right. As I say, it's not scripted, so and if you don't like it, well, I ain't changing it. It's just the way we are. It's just the way we are. So, strong. Weak. Market pushing down. Are we going to stick with that principle? Yes, we are. Let me explain. So, this fib here, or this movement here, is what was in play till the middle of last night when it breached. Okay, so if I put on an extension of this from that point to that point, this was the arena I was working in. Okay, and when I was talking to the guys, I said in order for this to become attractive, you need to have areas that you can work from. So if I just draw that black line in there, and I'm going to put another one up where the 50 is. All right. Now this trading arena is finished. It dropped down into this one and then found this baseline, which it's kind of rattled around, bounced with, etc. Okay. So that gives me an idea that this can now push further down. Okay. Now, how far is it going to push down? Well, there's 2 points it can push to. It can be the extension of that, but it can also be the extension of this. So I'm going to put them both in. So let me drop that extension back in. Which is down onto that level and then back. Now this could be a first stage target. Okay, which is kind of there. All right. So that can be a first stage target if I am looking to target an area. So that would make about 123 quid if it hits that point. Now if it gets through, that's the next logical point. Right, okay. Now we had a colossal drop here. Now what does this do? Well, again, you can look at another way. You can say, well, there was a big move here and it got up as high as there. and then that was the retracement, and you can have an extension from that. Or you can look at this move. Well, this move here isn't quite complete yet, but there's certain characteristics in it that you can see, and it's this. This is out of the ordinary, you know, same as that is out of the ordinary. This one retraced, this one consolidated, and it's failing to get up into the 50%. Now, I think the 50% of this move here probably highly possible in the not too distant future, just simply because of profit taking and opposing positions. But let's have a look at the extension on this. So it started up there, and at this moment in time it's got down to there, giving us a floor point there. Okay. There's the 50, which is kind of there. So that's created a nice zone of attraction here, which happens to coincide with all of the stall points. Okay, interesting stuff. And then you can drop in these levels just here, just like so. And what you've done, put the floor in as well, just there. Okay, maybe he's got into this a little bit too sharp, but I'm reasonably confident this is going down, so I'm not really worried. Now, these are not full support and resistance, that will be bounce points. What these are markers on the chart to show me roughly where to get in and where to get out. So there's my order running down onto that. Now, I might be ambitious and say I want to go to there. Is that reasonable? Yeah, it is, because they are natural extensions of these. So what else can I do? Well, I can put an order on here, and if it gets through, well, there is a stall point technically there, but it's more likely to come up here. So I can average up to this point here for it to roll down, to get down into these levels here. Reasonable premise. So what else can you look at? Well, you can go right out into the chart to see what your idea is. Well, it's a very simple idea. This is on a heavy sell. You can see it. Okay, so is it reasonable to assume that that selling pressure is going to continue? Well, until the chart tells you otherwise, yes, it is reasonable to assume it's going to continue. And if we look it out even further to the daily, you can see it here. And it's coming into the clusters. So for that to spike down a little bit is not out of the ordinary. So that's a basic analysis of running down through a chart. I'll let it run out and then I'll come back to you. I do have a meeting at 11 o'clock. It's currently now 20 past 9. So you should be able to see it down on the bottom corner of the screen there, just where the mouse is moving about. It'll always show my date and time when I'm on the mouse. Keep an eye on that, because when you see trading view and all of that, a lot of the time it can be rolled back. This is in the moment. This chart can't roll back. So that's the play. That's what we're doing. That's a rough idea of how we've broken the chart down. Let's see if we can get 50, 60, 100 pounds out of it. If we can, brilliant. If we can't, well, that's it. You know, and I've told you where I'm going to average up to, all that sort of thing. And that's how I manage my, I know you lot will call it risk. I call it investment. But I manage backwards into it, so it negates any sort of hassle. And then if it comes for me, then I get a bigger upside as well. Okay, that's it. All right. So let's play this out, and I'll give you a few words at the end, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, guys, stopped out. The analysis was kind of correct. Let me flick the screen back over, take my head off the corner. Do let me know if you like the new design. I'm trying to push the channel forward this year. The look might be professional and the content of my job might be professional, but remember, this is still a hobby for me and I do like to enjoy myself, which is why I take the mickey out of Winky all the time. But the plan with the channel and the squad is to hone it more into what you want. When I come back from vacation, we'll be doing maybe a live stream for you guys where it'll be Ask the Scruff, and come along, ask your question. If it's a burning question, needs to be at the top, use the super chat, that sort of thing, and we'll do it in front of you. Maybe it's an hour every Sunday, something like that, or every other Sunday. Again, drop it in the comments, let me know what you think. It's early days for that, but I'll be doing more interviews. There is a one today with Michael Katz, professional stock trader. Something for you to look out for on the channel, and more. So trying to make it better for you guys, genuinely trying to make it better. But the premise of everything will always be what we've just done now, which is being on the charts, looking at the charts, understanding the charts. And as we can see, this came down pretty much to the pit of where I marked and is now pushed away. Now I can enter this market again if I so wish. But why? Over the last couple of days, I've been paid really well. I look for about 200 quid a day, 3 days a week, 600 quid a week. I've nearly done that in the last 2 days. Okay. And if you, this is a rolling history. It just shows the rolling 24 hours. So you can always see what I did yesterday, the day after, so you can kind of see the rolling progress. But my wages for today, sort of the 6th onwards, is locked in. You know, that's what trading's about. And the other side of trading is knowing when to walk away. So I could see that coming down. There was a weakness point here where it could reverse up. Easy found, look at your oscillators, things like that. It'll show signs, but the one sign that will always show you is something that's in front of you, and that's the level, as long as it's a logical level. That's what the fib does. The fib for me is a wonderful tool. It can map the chart perfectly. And if I was to sort of leave a bit of advice before I wind this up, do look into Fibonacci. You know, it's read up on it, understand what it's all about. But for me, because I'm a technical trader, it helps me map the chart out perfectly. It gives me defined boundaries of a high and a low. Within those boundaries, it'll give me an entry. It can give me a risk-free. It can give me an exit. It can give me a runner. But it can also give me extensions to show where I'm wrong and I need to get out. Or it can show where a continuation can possibly push to, just like what I've shown you there. So can it be used on its own? Well, no, of course it can't. You need other factors, and you need to be able to analyze the chart from top to bottom in order to make your call. But once you've made your call, in other words, you've got your double D, dominant direction, the fib can then map out how that idea is going to transpose into the chart. In other words, am I going to trade into the retracement, or am I going to use the retracement to trade out of the fib to a continuation? But it'll map it all out for you. It takes a lot of the guesswork out of the markets. And well, you've just seen the results, and you see me do it all the time. And more importantly, you see me being consistent all the time. I don't lose a great deal. I might lose trades, but I very rarely lose days. And the reason is I map it and I do my homework. So that's what I would suggest you take away from this video. If you are stuck, I'm very easy found. All my contact details are down below. If you're interested in the Scruffy Squad, you'll find details of that there also. And also links to my preferred brokers, which is BlackBull, because it gives you good leverage and it is cheap as chips to open up a trade. And also the prop funds that I often see me trade, which is company of choice 5%ers. You will get a 5% discount if you use my link. And also trade the pool if you are interested in stocks and shares. So it's been a busy old year, and we're only the first week in, and we got non-farm payroll today. So I might have no hair left by the end of this year. Well, I haven't got much hair left by the end of this day, to be honest. So anyway, never mind. So I'm going to enjoy my coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes a coffee, and then I'm going to enjoy the weekend, and I hope you do as well. So as always, guys, trade well. Keep your risk managed. Above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.